But anyway, guys, so the first step in this, since I'm very indecisive about a lot of things, I've got the 24 different main clans of Cardfight Vanguard, along with a spin again option and a choose yourself option. Now, as soon as I roll this is the deck that we're going to be making in this episode, okay? So, let's roll. And the first deck that we're going to be making in our deck building series is... You've got to be kidding me. You've honestly got to be kidding me. So basically, if you guys don't know, Murakumo is probably my least favorite clan because it's like the only clan that I can't really play very well. Which is probably why you're going to see a lot of bad stuff in this deck. So, yeah. That's a thing. Hang on. Ah, you can hear the mouse clicking. That's annoying. Hang on. You know what? Doesn't matter. Alright. I will be right back, though. Just so I can get a bottle of water. Alright, we're back. So, Murakumo, the clan that I cannot play to save... God, I hate this chair. I hate this chair. It's like... loud. Look at... Never mind. Alright. So, Murakumo, my least favorite clan. Let's get started. What? Let's, look at a generation break. What do we have for forerunners? Rear guard in the middle column. Counterblast 1. That's bad. Soul Blast 1, turn this to your hand. Beginning your main phase, pay the cost. 3 cards from the deck, call it to rear guard, shuffle your deck, and at the end of turn, put the unit call with this effect. That's not bad. That looks pretty good. What do you do? Generation break 1. At the end of the battle, your unit attack the Vanguard. The unit, if this unit is boosting and attack not hit, choose an open rear guard in the back. Oh! So I get a free support, basically. That's all. What do you do? Choose a normal unit from your drop zone, put it in the bottom of your deck. If that card has shadow switch ability, choose... That's... Ooh. So we have Onifudo and Fugen. Onifudo, Fundao, however you want to say it. Onifundao. Beats me. Yeah. Anyway. So, Soul Blast 1, return to the hand. Pay the cost. Call something to rear guard and return it to the bottom of the deck at the end of the turn. I think we'll have to go with Chain Sickle. Just for calling something from the deck. And I think that's... And it's going to return to the deck at the end of the turn, so that's... And it's... We can keep doing it as much as we want. As long as we have the soul for it. So we're going to want cards that add to the soul. And I'm thinking maybe we get, the Yasuie, critical trigger. Into the soul at 5,000 of the Vanguard and you draw a card. But, looking at the different cards in Murakumo, some of them, grade 4 or greater, can attack from the back row. So we're going to want something that powers up the rear guard, and the critical trigger that I'm looking at is Cat Devil. Stealth Beast Cat Devil. Put it into your soul, choose one of your Murakumo units, and it gets 3,000 power. So we're going to use him instead. And of course we're going to want a countercharge card. So we have Stealth Fiend, Dart Spider. Choose a card from your damage zone and turn it face up if you put it into the soul, which is very good. So for the heal trigger, it doesn't really matter what we do. I'm not going to use the one that flips the G Guardian up because I honestly don't like it. So I'm just going to go with whatever looks cooler or cuter, whatever I decide, really. Sure. Stealth Rogue. And then we need, I want defensive options in this build. So I want, draw triggers. And we can always put cards back into the deck, I think. Anyway. Is that the phone? Who's at the phone? Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry. Alright, it was nothing. So yeah, I want draw triggers. And preferably a draw trigger with an effect. It doesn't look like they have those, though, which is very weird. Like, if you see a lot of the other clans, they'll have, like, cards like Margal, which put it into the soul and it gives power. Anyway, so I guess we'll go with Stealth Rogue of Beauty, Agamaki, or... Yeah, I like this one. He looks cooler. Look it. It's Fox. I like him. Anyway, so, the first step to building a good deck is you always want to take a look at the perfect guards, in my opinion. Now, we do have some options. We can either go for a Quintet Wall, which... Look at this one. Place on Guardian Circle, reveal 5 cards from the top of your deck. And put the rest... Oh, well... Never mind, where is it? Where's the, There's like a, Quintet Wall where everything returns to the bottom of the deck if you use it, I think. Or is that not for Murakumo? That might not be for Murakumo. All your other grade 3 or less Guardians get when this unit is retired from Guardian Circle. Okay, this is it. Counterblast. Oh, but it's Counterblast and Soul Blast for one. But it does get an extra 5,000 to the shield. We have debates now. Yeah. Anyway, I think we'll go with 1 Quintet Wall and 3 White Herons for the counter charge here and for the option here. Yeah, that'll work. And let's see here. We want cards that put... I accidentally clicked on OBS. We want cards that put stuff into the deck, like this one, Stealth Rogue of Concealment, Tanba. And we want our Stride Fodder. Where is he? Where's our Stride Fodder? Right here. Choose a normal unit from the drop zone, put it at the bottom of the deck. If a unit didn't hit the Vanguard, I can activate the effect, put a unit... Choose a normal unit from the drop zone, put it at the bottom of the deck, and it gets 3,000 power. Now, what else do we get that puts stuff to the bottom of the deck? We have... If the attack did not hit, put this in your soul. If you have a Vanguard with Shadow Switch or Yasuie, pay the cost, draw a card, countercharge. That's not bad. But... what do you do? When this unit attack hits the Vanguard, look at 5 cards at the top of the deck. Choose a Covert Dragon. Oh. Place on Rearguard, choose one of your units. Another unit that attack, choose one Dueling Dragon. Okay, no. Okay. So it looks like our best bet would be a countercharge and a draw right here with Onibayashi. 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 This is another thing with Kagero card. Or Dragon Empire cards. They're hard to pronounce sometimes, and it's fun to pronounce them when you actually learn it. Tanba, White Heron, Tamanoi, Ataka, whatever. Fun times, right? Fun times indeed. Now, let's see here. Top row, right side, rear guard circle. If you have Murakumo, left the rest. Okay. Oh. No, that's like... That's kind of situational. I think we'd be better off going with a plus 3k right here. And this is like its own little thing, which means we can have multiple attacks, basically, if we have the right setup. Like, look at this guy. He can attack from the back row, so of course we're going to want him. Since we also have our critical trigger here, we move him into the soul, give this one 3,000, and if we stride, then we have an extra attack right there, going straight to the Vanguard. And then we have Stealth Rogue of Envy Ikkyu. Generation Break 1, the end of the battle that this unit attacked Vanguard. If the attack did not hit, give 2,000 to one of your rear guards, and it can attack from the back row. That's another card that can attack from the... I hate this chair. That's another card that lets you attack from the back row. And when it's placed on rear guard, it gets plus 2,000 for every card with Yasuie in its name. Which means, if you stride into, where is it? Yasuie Goma, right here. It'll have, on your first stride, it'll have plus 4,000. And there's really no reason to stride into Goma a second time, in my opinion, because then your front row is completely filled up, and it's not good. It's not fun. But anyway, yes, we are going to add 4 EQs. Now, is that the phone again? Gee, I'll be right back, guys. Okay, we're back, and I hate that phone. I hate it. Anyway, so we have 2 Yasuie strides. We have Stealth Rogue of the Trial Yasuie, Fathoming Stealth Rogue Yasuie, and I mean, in my opinion, Stealth Rogue of the Trial Yasuie is the much better stride, and this is the one that you're mainly going to want to go into, because the card you called a rear guard also gets a Shadow Switch ability. If the attack didn't hit, if the unit that you called, if the attack did not hit, you can return it to the hand. And I think that's a much better option than sending it to the bottom of the deck. But it's entirely situational depending on what clan you're fighting. So of course, we're going to add the other Yasuie. Yeah. Actually, let's check to see if there are any rear guard Shadow Switch cards. The end of the battle attack. Choose 2 of your units in the game. That's not a bad card. Yeah. See, this isn't a bad card at all. My only problem is it's got a counterblast on it, and that's annoying. Yeah. But it's whatever. I guess we'll consider taking 1 of each out and putting 2 Oniwakas in. Just for, like, the extra power plays. Like, if you call this one to rear guard, and if it didn't hit, you can counterblast. Choose 2 of your units in the same column if you want, and they get plus 3,000. And if they're in the same column, it's basically plus 6,000 to that entire column. And I think that's pretty good for hitting what you want to hit, and it's most likely that you're going to get one of these 2 anyway. And if you do get this one, you always have your stride fodder. Call it to rear guard, and that's, you don't really want to do this a lot, but you'll have to at some points. So we're going to get on to the G unit. Jesus Christ, I'm tired. I am so sorry, guys. Didn't sleep well last night at all. Anyway, I keep clicking on OBS when I don't mean to. I mean to click on the little email thing, because I'm looking at the emails that I have on this computer. It's just annoying, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. It's not a good day. I shouldn't be recording, but I am. So, what I like to do is I usually like to go into my G units, and I like to automatically pick out a Sea Breeze. Because, of course, Sea Breeze, it lets the deck work. And if you're facing 7 Sea Rush, well, good luck to you, my friends, because Sea Breeze I don't think helps. Yeah, grade 2, which means if you're playing an all grade 1 deck and you're playing Rush, it's not going to be a good time for you, to say the least. So, I guess get ready for that. And then I like to move on to the G units, of course. And of course we need to add 4 Yasuie Gomas. Now I know I said you don't really want to stride into Yasuie Goma a second time, but if you're playing something like Shadow Paladins, Narukami, Kagero, anything that retires anything, and you don't have anything to duplicate, and you barely have anything in your hand, you're going to want to play Yasuie Goma just so you can get like a unit in your 3 rows. That way you'll have at least a good attack, and for each one that doesn't hit, you draw a card, put it at the bottom of the deck, and you'll have more defense or offense for next turn, depending on how you play Yasuie Goma. Okay? I think we got that. Yeah. So, next up, Yasuie Tenma, 4 of them. And This one is good for your final turn, your winning image, in my opinion. So I guess you really only need 2 of them. I guess. Because Counterblast 1, if your Vanguard didn't hit, which it usually won't, Perfect Guard it, you can call another Yasuie from your deck, assuming you have one, and you should, hopefully. Because if you use this, if you have a Stride Fodder in your hand, and you have a Yasuie in your hand, and you know you're going to survive your opponent's next turn, you're going to want to stride into this in your second or last stride. You're going to want to put this one back in the deck, just so you have something to call. That's just how I look at it, though. And of course, my opinion differs from all of your guys's, so take it with a grain of salt is what I'm saying. Keep clicking on OBS. Anyway. Shibaraku Buster. Good card. Choose one of your units, send to the deck for up to 1 card. Or choose one of your units, search your deck for up to 1 card, same name as unit, call it to rear guard, shuffle your deck. And the unit called with the deck, it gets a twin drive. Assuming you call a grade 3, which obviously you're going to want to call Oniwaka or a Yasuie to rear guard with this effect. It does get put on the bottom of the deck, so it's really no cost. So, of course, you're going to want to have Shibaraku Buster. Now, before I like to go into any other strides, I like to pick out my main strides, the cards with the winning image on them, and then I like to pick out the G strides, or G units. Sorry, G Guardians. Okay, guys, I need. G Guardians. Placed on Guardian Circle, choose a grade 1 or greater rear guard. Search your deck for 1, call it to rear guard. And then when it's put in the drop zone from Guard Circle, put it back in the deck. So it's basically a 20k shield, and the unit called from the deck is put on the bottom of the deck. I just feel that's going to be useful in some situation, assuming you had to guard the rear guard with 20. Which, honestly, in this day and age, is going to be a lot. But yeah. And then, of course, over here, we have basically the same thing. Choose up to one of your rear guards, move it to Guardian Circle, and it gets plus 5,000. And then you can choose a card with the same name and call it to Guardian Circle. I hardly use this card, unless I absolutely need to. Because this is basically a 25 shield. Actually, it can be a 30 shield, because you can move a grade 0 to the Guardian Circle. Which you don't want to do unless you have, what's-his-face? Cat Devil. But it does come in handy. So, of course, you're going to want it. And then everybody plays Dismal. Everybody has to play Dismal. Where is he? Everybody plays Dismal for the resist. Yeah. And, of course, one of your rear guards cannot be hit. So if you want to keep something alive, you'll want to guard with a Dismal. And until end of turn, it can't be hit. And, of course, no deck is complete without its GB8. Choose 2 cards on the top of the deck, return to the deck. Search your deck for 2 cards same name as this unit. Call them to separate rear guard, and they get Shadow Switch, Auto, Rear Guard. Choose 3 cards from your hand, discard. At the end of the battle, that your Vanguard attacked your Vanguard. If the attack didn't hit, pay the cost. Move this stand unit to your Vanguard. So, God, I'm tired. Basically, you attack with your rear guards first that you just called with this guy. Attack with the Vanguard, didn't hit. Move the card you just called to the Vanguard Circle. That didn't hit, same thing. Choose 3 cards, move them back. And that's basically it. Now you're gonna want to have at least 1 card in your hand before you stride into this guy, because just so you can get the maximum effect out of it. And of course it's not like Goma where you can go into the G unit, because that'd be a little powerful. Well, no, it's only like a 4,000 point different from the... Yeah. Oh, you know what? This is a problem. If you add this guy in here, we have a problem with the grade 3s. Oniwaka, right here. This is a problem. So we do have a problem now, which means this is our build. We can't have Oniwaka because we're probably going to use one of them at least more than we're going to need to. And so we want as many of our main grade 3 as we want. Stealth Rogue of the Trial, Yasuie. Yeah. And then, of course, the last one, I like to go for Blizza, which, of course, if you don't need a Seabreeze, what I like to do is I like to stride into Blizza and flip Seabreeze up, just so I know, oh, I don't need this guy anymore. We'll just flip him back up. And it also fills the cost for GB8 pretty easily. So, of course, we have our Yasuie deck. And now I'm going to show you, I'm going to get into a game, I'm going to show you the optimal setup for Yasuie.